Call meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, so we do have, oh, sorry, I was supposed to do this first part here, and that is we are going to open our budget meeting. Is there any comments right now for the budget? Public comments? You're all staff out there, aren't you, except for Benny? All right, so we'll keep that meeting open till 7. Might have to drag our feet for part of this. I'm not sure to make that happen. All right, there are a few agenda changes. L, M, N, and O were added to the consent agenda, and 7D was removed. It's not ready to be brought before us. So with those adjustments, I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Jim Gorley and Debbie. All right, any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. So moved. Is there any public comments? There's nothing changed in the last couple minutes. All right. All right. And Steve, I think you're the only, did not see Velma, right? No.
Oh, I'm ready for summer. Somebody asked me, said, well, you about ready to be done? I said I was done 3 weeks ago. I really wasn't, though. Hey, first of all, I got to tell you, I appreciate you, Kevin, for stepping in and serving like you did. And Deborah, thank you for your service for how many years?
I think 8.
8 years. And Mike, for your service, how long?
20.
20 years. Well, I'm going to shake your hand. I think that's important to do. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Deborah.
Thank you.
We're wrapping things up now at this point, moving forward, getting hires done. I don't really have a, we just finished graduation. It was incredible. I don't know how many, if I know some of you were there. It was, you know, you always got to change something, and I know I've been privileged to get to organize and set that up, and the different changes we have, and there's always something to it, and especially, you know, having, you know, we had a situation with an accident the other day, and then with Caden, and he got to come and having your best buddy be the guy that stays close to you, you know, it was very, very cool. But and then how we made it flow and to graduate these kids was really neat, and they stayed dry. They could stay longer and take pictures. It was a quick, it went fairly well, and then the kids got off to the all-night party. I was hoping that our new board members that are coming in would be here, but and I said service, and I serve on a lot of different areas, you know, mainly in the realm of the wrestling world for USA Wrestling and Oregon Wrestling, and my service is that, and something I see with you guys that are on this board is a service, and for 20 years to take the barbs, and 8 years to take the barbs, and Kevin to come in a situation when we're coming back. That is so commendable and so honorable. I'm very proud of you guys for doing that, and the others that are sit on this board. To serve our school and our community and our kids. It's a service, and one thing about a service, and I believe this, and is you come in to serve, to do just that, to be a servant, to be a humble servant, and it's not agenda based. If it was agenda based 20 years ago, Mike, I don't know if you would have found, you know, if you were setting to oh, I'm going after this person, or I'm gonna make change. it was a service. And I want to welcome our new board members in here and remind them that this was not a great relationship, I'm going to say, 2 or 3 years ago with our union, our school, our administration, our board. It was an us versus them situation, not so much the board, but there was a divide. And I'm gonna throw a little COVID at them, because there was a little divide from COVID. There was 2 camps. There was 3 camps. Everybody had their place. But what I've got to be a part of in the last 2 years in this district, watching an administration get an approval rating where the lowest approval rating was 89%, and one school having 100% approval rating last year from their teachers. Good job, Luke. I just see that we have built such a united front, just like parenting. You want to be on board, you want to be on the same page to parent your children. Well, we're a united front right now. I feel very good about where our admin sits. I'm in a building that I'm very fortunate to be in. I just got to witness how we work last Wednesday in a very tough situation, and got to see how we do things, and to know that we're working together. We're strong. We're strong as a united group. This board has done things and made decisions for the betterment of our school. And we're not going to always agree on things. I get that. I know that. But it's been a very good working relationship the last couple years. And Terry, you've done hats off to you for, leadership is to build a unity, and I think you've done a good job of that. And I think you've taken the orange thing a little far with the crushed truck. but
Would you accept anything less than your SOCB?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't accept anything less. So, but I just want to tell you, we're going into summer. I get to put a stamp on 32 years. I'm pretty tickled about that. Danny Tao is at 33 years, and there's not another teacher here that's been here longer than him or I. And I've got to see a lot of things through our district. And right now, I feel my high school is probably the best I've ever seen it. And there's still people that don't agree, but I look at what we did on a contract this year, how we did that contract, and then I look 13 miles down the road, and they're at a standstill. And you want to go 35 miles down the road, and they're at a standstill. It doesn't look good. And to have us work together and come up with what we did in such a, that benefited everybody. I'm very grateful to be where I'm at. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not going to disagree at times with something maybe, but I hope that our new board members coming in know that they have a great opportunity to serve and not be a yes person, but to serve and to be a voice, and just look at people that were before them and their example, just like we do. Look at teachers before us, look at our parents before us for that example. But no, I'm excited for the summer. I know a lot of people are excited for the summer, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on at our high school over the summer and on these fields, getting stuff ready for next year. So thank you again, Kevin and Mike and Deborah. I sure appreciate you guys, and I appreciate this board and giving me the opportunity to be here. We just did elections. We've got to do. We have one more election to decide between 2 people for a building rep in an area, but I'll be back here next year in this position, and I don't know. That might be it. I don't know yet, but we'll see, won't we? I'll do like Mike did. What'd you say? When you came in, Mike, was it going to be 20 years? No. No, it wasn't. So any questions for me on anything? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Steve. All right. Terry, looks like you're up.
All right. Continuing in that vein, if you'll allow, Chairman, we've got cards we'd like to give each of you. And what better way to start off my report than also saying thank you to the board members. So is that okay?
Sure.
All right.
Thanks.
There's a gift here from the district as well. We have this one.
Thank you.
And then I'd like for you to open this one.
Well, I see a gavel here. Got my name on it and all that.
Those are perfectly balanced. You throw them real well.
Yeah, did they come back?
They might, depending on who you throw it at, I guess.
Making a mess. In recognition of 20 years of leadership, Mike Reynolds, thank you for serving the students of Freedom School District. Very cool. Thank you. I don't keep this, but
Ralph, did we ever find out on that, where that's from or not?
I'm not sure if, with Blake, I know we built it on the mill, but I'm not sure if it came from, it place up there, but the CCC, area, but I know we got the wood and building, and then, we ran through all the CCD folks. So that hand, other than the welding guy, we didn't let him hear that.
And your experience, what is that?
I would think, Mike, that's Western Red Cedar that is from the Moran family.
oh, really?
It's
Yeah.
kind of,
There we go.
and when you think about it, I believe it was milk that kind of twisted your arm 20 years ago.
Yeah, he had a hand in it, I think, so. Yeah. All right. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Okay. On the enrollment, we ended out with 2,283 students as compared to 2,266 going in pre-COVID. And so we've continued with strong numbers, which helps in all that we do, despite the trends, all around us. So those are good numbers. Our attendance winner, we've been playing teeter-totter, and it is going back to Holly. So I guess you get to keep it for the summer.
We're not doing a 2-week run?
No.
Right now? Okay.
So you can say you've had it for 3 months?
Yeah. 91.6% with Holly, so well done. I know that we're striving across the boards to hit 90% or better. So great job, Holly. Moving on to strategic plan progress. The first pillar, reporting out on outstanding achievement. I've asked our Director of Teaching and Learning, Barbie Riggs, to present to us.
Thank you so much. I have an end of the year recap from the Teaching and Learning Department. And some of it is new news, but I really thought it was important to give you a recap. So we had 2 significant curriculum adoptions this year, 7 through 12 ELA adoption and Math K through 12. So we followed protocol, brought in our top 3 ODE approved curriculum choices. The publishers came and presented to our team. We included a discussion regarding reviews from research-based ed reports, and we were pleased that our final choices both received exceeds marks. So we feel really confident with our two choices. We opened up a viewing to the community and to our district staff as a whole, and we're confident with our final selection. So I just wanted to give a recap of what those were. Sweet Home Junior High, ELA 7-8, adopted Amplify Education. We're scheduled during in-service week to have the Amplify team visit us on site. It was very important to our team to have the publishers come to us and give hands-on instructions on how to work our curriculum so that we could serve our students the best we could. And then we have Sweet Home High School, ELA 9-12. They adopted Houghton Mifflin Harcourt into literature. We already had a PD with this publisher, so on June 9th, our high school ELA team worked with the technology component of our curriculum. So we were excited that they were able to meet before the school year ended. Our math adoption, I shared this news already, but I wanted to make sure that I shared again. Elementary K-5 has chosen McGraw-Hill Reveal Math. 6 through 8 have chosen EdGems, and our high school 9-12, they chose Big Ideas. So we will have K-12 math curriculum professional development during our in-service week in August. And finally, some upcoming curriculum adoption news for the fall. We are going to be adopting K-6 ELA and Science K-12 this next year. And I hand wrote in one more positive, and I wanted to share with the board that our 6 ODE initiatives that we worked 18 months to finalize, we received word from ODE this afternoon that Sweet Home School District has been approved for all 6 initiatives. So that's a very large lump sum for our kiddos. We don't have the exact figure because it's based on our enrollment in the fall, but this is a huge win for Sweet Home. The ODE consultant shared with me that there are several districts that are still waiting and still reviewing and revising, and we were just very pleased that our team came through and we've been approved. So that's all I have to share with you. Any questions for me? Thank you.
Thanks, Barbie.
Thank you. Under Pillar 2 for Thriving Citizen, I've asked Principal Todd Barrett to give us an update on Oak Heights.
All right, I got a PowerPoint for you guys. It was slightly longer till Terry looked at it and had me pare it down. You know, had some music, had a number of slides, so let Josh put it up. There we go. So direct your attention up to the front. First thing I wanted to talk about is our self-manager program. It's a character development program at Oak Heights. 139 self-managers this year. That's an increase of 39 over last year's 100 self-managers, which was the most we'd ever had. So self-managers is just recognizing those students who do the things that we expect students to do every day. We're going to work on shining it up even more next year, see if we can get those numbers up. So students get privileges, they get early access to PBIS events, different things, get to go to lunch before their classmates, walk down because they are self-managers, and so we can trust them on that. And self-managers is something that they earn. They have a check sheet that we've revamped that aligns with the junior high. But it's also something that they lose. And so we do have that conversation with students and encourage them to earn it back. So it's an always evolving program. Next thing I just wanted to share, we start our year every year with some positive messages. They decorate our front walk out front. Parents come in and just gives the kids a positive jump to the year. We are, I think, the only school job, we're the only ones, aren't we, still at Oak Heights doing walking school bus? So we do that, every month, and then in the month of May, every Wednesday. We had over 100 kids participate this year in May, which was quite a bit for us. That's a significant number over what you see here in the middle of the winter. But we do something fun, give away prizes, scooters. We had hot cider on this one when the kids showed up because it was nice and cold for them, but that warmed them back up. Our PTC throws on a bunch of events every year. We have movie night, glow party dances, carnivals. This year we raised over $7,000 for our carnival, which was just a fun community event. As you can see there, just some of the fun pictures that we had going on. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is our character program. So every morning we start our day with a morning meeting. We do that 5 days a week. We do announcements, we talk about a character trait, this month is bravery, and then we do the pledge together as a school and head off. So it's a good way to just give us a routine to start the day. One of the things that we did this year is we were doing traits every week, and we found that was too short. So we extended it to one trait all month, and next year we'll add the award component to it. So each teacher will pick a student to be a representative of their class at the end of the month to win that award. They'll be recognized as well as our SB winners at the end of the month. And then we're going to throw some attendance awards in there because they kept taking it. Hawthorne and Holly kept beating us, and we got to get back on track and take our trophy. So that's what we got going on this year. You guys have any questions for me? All right, thanks guys.
Thanks, Todd.
For Pillar 3, Thriving Community, I appreciate the board members that were able to make it to graduation. We had a great graduation. It rained that morning, which may not have bothered anyone else, but it scared me. Open up the door and the rigs were all covered. It's like, oh no, and then it was kind of cloudy. It's like, does it really rain every year on graduation, sweet home? So, wonderful ceremony. As Steve alluded to, it was really nice to have a student rebound. You know, kids are way more resilient than we are, but to go from a accident early in the week to graduating and being there with us, that was tremendous. We invited both the city manager and the city mayor. They were both going to come. City manager at last minute wasn't able to, but we had the mayor there with us, so that was nice as a continuing evidence, you know, of our strengthened relationship. We've got tremendous leadership things going on. Really pleased with what's going on in the high school, their leadership, the junior high, and into the elementary schools. For my little slice of that, I was able to meet with leadership students from the high school. Wasn't every month, but we tried monthly to meet, talk about what was going on at campus, you know, what's going on in the district from their perspective. So it's really nice hearing directly from the students, and there's tremendous amount of good going. And then did similar with the junior high students as well. So had them come here, we had lunch, talked about what was going on in campus, what was upcoming, what things they had got marked off their list, you know, what things they had accomplished from previous meetings. And both groups said they definitely want to continue to do so. And high school even said it helps keep them on track with their goals that they have by reviewing them, reporting out what they have done and what they have coming up. So that was pretty nice. Moving on to Pillar 4, safe and welcoming facilities and service. Josh?
All right, so as requested last time, Mike.
Well, good evening, school board. I'm out here at Oak Heights Elementary School, where we have recently shared with you guys our exciting news that this school will be getting the seismic upgrade. So all the other elementary schools got the seismic grant, and this one gets it this year. It finally got it. $2.5 million we were able to get awarded for doing the seismic upgrade, and then along with that, the district kicks in the money that we also do upgrades like the new entry. So currently the entry's over there, not very good windows, and we'll be putting the new entry back over this side is the current plan, with the vestibule and everything like we've done at the other elementary schools. We'll also be updating some stuff inside on this school, where we'll be moving rooms around. We'll be doing hopefully a cafeteria and be able to get actually additional classroom space out of it from the direction we're kind of going right now. So we're excited with what we have there. And then I will take you guys around and show you just real quickly kind of a couple projects we have going and give you a visual on the ceiling tiles and lighting upgrade that we're going to be doing, as well as we'll pop into the auditorium and look at the work that happened there on the stage. So let's go take a look. So here we are at Hawthorne, where you can see the entrance is the new entrance that we're doing at all of our elementary schools, like I was explaining at Oak Heights. This same entrance design look will be on the front of Oak Heights there. And so all of them will have a uniform look and feel. Offices and the entries, the vestibule, all of that will be a uniform look and feel throughout all the elementary schools after Oak Heights is done. That will be great. You can see here also, I kind of wanted to just show you guys at Oak Heights where it's all block brick going around, there's no windows. And here you have your glass, you have your windows to be able to see who is coming, who's approaching the building. You can see here who to let in the front door or not. It's all got the key card. Oak Heights does have the key card currently, so it's not totally outdated, but we're looking forward to getting it looking and feeling just like these other schools. And then if we go on inside, we can see the old ceiling tile in here. We'll take a look and see what this looks like. So here in the hallway, you can see this is the old 12-inch ceiling tiles going all the way down. Many stain marks, broken out, pop marks, and then you can also see this is the old lighting that essentially it just looks like shop lighting. It's the old fluorescent style square shop lighting. So this hallway, actually all of the old building, every room, everything's gonna get the new ceiling tile except for the gym. With that new ceiling tile is what we'll do in the hallways because of our ceiling height. We're gonna actually only be about 3 inches below the current drop ceiling or the current lid. And that's tight for the lighting that's gonna be in here. There's gonna be troffers, the type that's set up inside the T-bar. And so we actually build the T-bar around those troffers going down through this to get, so we wanna keep as much height as we can in here. Classrooms, we have a little bit more room. Because the ceiling height is so high. So in these rooms, we'll actually come down a little bit more. You can see we got across this backside here, bit of a soffit, and then we actually installed that trim piece you can see going down the side of the building on that wall. That's what our ceiling tile is going to land to, going all the way around the room. So we've already over break, we got all that installed so we can get going on this without having to do any pre-work. We can get ceiling tile going in right away. And then the new LED lighting, it's a drop lighting, so it's not up the troffer, it is a pendant lighting that hangs down, but we'll be replacing all these old style fluorescent lighting that's in this room with new pendant lighting that'll be hanging down with that arch look again. We'll go out to Foster, we'll take a look, you guys can see what the new lighting will look like, but it's gonna look completely different and updated, as well as just overall better for teaching and learning for people that suffer from headaches from this fluorescent lighting, and it's gonna be great. Similarly to Hawthorne, Holly's gonna get new LED lighting and drop ceilings in any of the areas that didn't get any. When we did the seismic out there, we were able to update and redo much of the lighting and drop ceilings, but any areas that are not done, that's gonna be done out there also. So this summer we have the old part of Hawthorne, which is gonna have lighting upgrade as well as drop ceiling. Holly will get it anywhere it's not done. And then we'll join out to Foster and you'll be able to see out there what the new lighting look like, what the new drop ceiling looks like. And then there's one classroom out there that didn't get it. And we will pop into a classroom and take a look and see what the new lighting will look like. A little bit different than here, but let's jump in here, I'll show you guys. So here we are in a classroom out here at Foster. And as you can see, we got all the 2x2 tiles in here. This is the new LED lighting, the new pendant lighting that'll be down, hanging down. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can kind of tell from this angle. You can see it's got an arched bottom to it. It doesn't look like an old shop lighting. It looks like a nice classroom. And it just makes the rooms look and feel so much better. Lighting so much better for the eyes, for headaches, for everything. In the hallways, like I was explaining, has that shorter drop down in it. They have troffers like you see here, and is what those are is up in the ceiling. They're actually built into the grid. So instead of hanging down as a pendant light, they're built into the grid and set up inside. So we will have that ceiling hang down. It's about 3 inches below the existing, and then these troffers are actually, we'll have to build them into the grid because of our distance. We order special ones that are lower profile. They still have to be built in. So this is what the hallway lights will look like. So in order to make sure that we weren't going to run into an issue with getting all the supplies we were needing this summer, well, we ordered this stuff ahead of time and just figured we'd get it shipped here and get it in our warehouse and get it on storage. So as soon as school's out, we can jump on this thing. So at district office, stuff in one of our, actually the van bays where we park the vans, we're just finding a place to store anything. We've got pallets and pallets of this lighting, the drop lighting, the troffers. We actually have stored it in different places around wherever we could find places to put this stuff. We have tons of this stuff. It was ordered early to make sure we don't get into an issue with supply and demand. And there they are, tons of this stuff. And then out at Foster, there's an old bus garage that's kind of across the street, old building over there that we store some stuff in. We cleared out a bay of that. And so out there, where I've got 25 pallets of the drop ceiling tile, they go all the way back through. This whole bay is filled up with them. We've got the rails, we've got all cross rails, we've got all the parts and stuff, screws, everything. We're ready to rock and roll. As soon as school is out, we are rocking. We're gonna start there at Hawthorne in the hallway while the teachers are still in the classroom, start through the hallway there and the hallway at Hawley, and then drop into classrooms as soon as the staff's out, get this thing going. Well, I hope that's given you kind of a visual picture of what we plan to do for the lighting and the drops off at this summer. We got a lot of projects going on. That's just a couple. That's kind of a bigger deal, pretty fun. It'll make a huge change, a huge look, both visually and just for teaching and learning, for them to be able to have the better lighting and less headaches. We're gonna jump over to the auditorium really quick though. I wanna show you guys what we're just kind of trying to wrap up there with the stage curtains and some fun stuff going on. So let's run over there real quick and see. So here in the auditorium, we'll go down here and take a look at the stage. It's hard to see because of all the black curtains, but we now have new curtains all throughout the stage. This for house curtain up here had gotten damaged. That is all new, and then all the way back through. So these guys came in, we hired the company to come in and do it correctly so that the rigging and everything is done right. These two is where our new screen's gonna hang. And then the leg curtains and all the rest of the new ones going all the way across there. We got half of the back curtain up, ready to install the other half. Now with it installed, I can show you here, we got the front of house curtain. So this is the main curtain in the front. We got a light bar, and then this short curtain here hides the other curtain rods, light bars, etc. that's back here. This little short curtain on the side is to be able to kick sideways so that the audience can't see back through. And we have another curtain, mid-stage curtain, that goes across right here to be able to open and close, to be able to divide the stage in half. We have another one of those curtains right here that kicks to be able to, again, hide it. So both of these can kick at an angle so they can't see past, so that people can be doing their stuff. Then there's the rear curtain back here. And in front of this, there is another rod that's up above for lighting. So we'll be able to light, backlight, we can front light. This curtain is the back of stage curtain. And behind this curtain is where we will be putting the new projection screen. So it will hang back here. And then on the back wall is our new big projector that'll be rear projection shining on the screen. So you can actually open this curtain as wide as you want. And then the projection screen would just be that width in the back. So they can play all kinds of backgrounds, backdrop. We could do it for Christmas programs behind the kids. You could have snowflakes coming down. So all that's now gonna be possible with this screen. So the screen just came in today. Here it is, sitting in our shop. Hopefully we'll be installing this portion of this soon. This particular project here at the auditorium was, I don't know why, more fun for me than normal. Just, I guess, having something that we've been dreaming about. This actually, the dream of this kind of started with Tom Garas and I and Kevin, and we were talking about just how amazing it would be to be able to have that screen on the back of the stage and the plays and what they can do with it. And so this has been a lot of fun, seeing this come together, seeing the curtains now, seeing how everything is is going to be, how it's going to look. Actually getting that screen today when we were unloading that, I don't know, it felt good. So I'm really excited about this one, and I will update you guys once we get that in. I'll show you guys what it looks like. We'll do some fun stuff with it. Well, hope you guys get a little bit of a picture here, what we've been working on, what we're doing, some of the projects we got going on, kind of things that I'm hoping to see this summer. And I just want to take a moment here to thank Mike Reynolds for being on the board and being dedicated to the school district as long as he has. I think this is his last meeting, and we have really appreciated him being on here. And so, Mike, this video is dedicated to you. He actually special requested that I do one last video for him while he was on the board, and so that's why I went ahead and put this together. So Mike, thank you, and thank you all you board members for what you do, for dedicating your time and your energy and caring about our town and caring about our school district enough to serve and be a part of what goes on here. We'll see you guys next month.
Any follow-up comments, Josh, on that? All right. Any questions for Josh?
Boy, that guy really likes to talk.
Yeah. Any questions for Josh? Thanks, Josh. It's a great video. Anything else, Terry?
Nothing further.
All right. It looks like we can close our. Is there any public comments? One last chance on the budget for next year. All right. We will close that budget hearing and take it up in the action items. Okay. All right. So, Pillar 3, consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
All right. You guys want to get this done, huh? Any comments? All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, the same. So moved. Okay, information budget. I think Kevin's up for about 3 items here. Kevin?
Okay, thanks, Mike. Item 6A, board packet. We are now 11 months through this fiscal year. As you can see, we do have some individual line items where we are over budget. However, in total, we are well within our budget, and we expect to end the year there, so we are in good shape.
Any questions on budget? Okay, Kevin, thanks.
Okay, moving on. The next item in the board packet, free breakfasts and lunches for all students. Good news to share. We just received word from the Oregon Department of Education earlier this month that the application we submitted for the community eligibility provision that allows us to provide free breakfasts and lunches for all students has been approved now for another 4 years. So that's going to take us through June of 2027. So a lot of good things from that. There's not the stigma that some kids are free, others are paying. Any of that. In our case, all students attending one of the 6 district-operated schools will receive free meals.
And it includes the summer lunch program?
Summer lunch program. It's separate from this, but that's free as well. Yeah, it's for kids. Yep.
Any questions on that? Hey, Kevin?
Okay, next item, aquatic committee update. We had an aquatic committee meet earlier this evening. We had around 20 people attend. We looked at different options for funding the pool. We looked at considering if it should be funded out of the school's operating budget, if it should be city operated, if it should be a separate aquatic district, or if we should continue with the school district local option levy. The consensus was to continue with the school district local option levy to fund the pool. And so the committee will be making a recommendation to the board for the July meeting to maintain the existing 30 cent per thousand tax rate and to renew the levy for 5 years. And so expect to see that at the July board meeting.
Okay. Any questions? Thanks, Kevin. Okay, also in here on 6D is you got your packet of first reading, a bunch of new updates or policy changes. And anything you want to say about these right away, Terry?
Just a reminder, these are required by the state. These aren't optional policies. They've been reviewed by the legal teams coming directly from OSBA. So it is recommended that we review these and move them forward for approval. We did not hear any questions on them, but it is first reading. So if there are questions, we'll be happy to look into those and get back to you.
Right. Thanks. It's the first reading, so this will be brought back to you next month to see if you're interested in moving on with them.
Could we get copies of these to the incoming board members as early as possible so they have a chance to, because they're going to be asked to be a part of this decision as well?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Great, thank you. Okay, on the action item, we got a resolution here, number 2-223, to approve adjustment of the 22-23 school year fiscal year transfer $750,000 from the general fund to the long-term maintenance fund. So I don't know how long we've been doing this, but we do some very amount like this just about every year. So, anything you want to say, Kevin or Terry, about that?
Really what this is, the board established the long-term maintenance fund back in, 2004, with the idea being that the district should not have to retire or rely entirely on bonds for major capital improvements and maintenance. And so this is something that the board ever since has been committed to, and it's allowed us to do a lot of the projects that we've completed over the past 6-7 years, and hopefully more to come in the years ahead.
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2-2223.
Second.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same? So moved. Resolution 3-2223, close the hearing. This is approving the budget and adopt it for 2023-24, make appropriations and impose and categorize taxes. There's actually a language in here somewhere, right, for us to use?
I think what you could do is
Just approve the motion?
to adopt the budget as it was approved with the corresponding tax rates.
As recommended. Not approved because we're approving. Is that
Well,
right?
let's see, the budget was approved last month by the budget meeting, so tonight the board is adopting.
Approved and for adoption.
Yeah.
I would make a motion to approve resolution number 3-2223 for the adoption of the 2020, 2023, 2024 budget as proposed and adopted for this body.
How about this?
How about it
Include
proposed?
the tax rates down at the bottom, and I think we're gonna.
Okay, that's, normally you do that, but I'm on the wrong page, that's the reason I'm on the new revised.
7B.
You want me to take a stab at it?
Where am I at here? Oh, I got it.
Kind of in the middle of the larger
At the
pack.
bottom there.
That the Board of Directors of the Sweet Home High School, District 55 hereby impose the taxes provided. No, that's not it.
The rates are down there.
The rates are down here. General fund of $5.57 per thousand. Do we do the local option levy?
It's actually 5.0057.
5.0057 per thousand and 0.300 per thousand. Debt service of $1,008,27,000.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, We got all that? Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same? So moved. All right, and then we got a request to approve the use of ESSER funds for renovation costs for Oak Heights Elementary School, renovation costs that are outside the scope of the $2.5 million seismic grant. Which will come mostly from the, this is just for the ESSER funds, okay, not long-term maintenance, all right.
Doesn't need to be a set number?
For this, it doesn't need to be a set number. We just need to show to the Oregon Department of Education that the board approves the use of federal ESSER funds for this project.
And you'll probably bring back more details about that when the time comes, I would assume, then?
Right, yeah, so for the project itself, we're still, where we're at right now, we're working with an architect on the plans for what we want to do beyond the seismic work. The next step is to select an engineer, and we plan to have a recommendation at the July board meeting for the engineer. Then the engineer will finish the drawings, and with that, then we'll select a contractor for the project.
Sounds good.
And then you'll bring us back the amount of the ESSER funds that we're approving for the project?
Yeah, they have to approve the budget.
Yeah, for the ESSER funds right now, all have to be spent by September of 2024. And so the nice thing about this project, it is use it or lose it for the ESSER funds. And so with this project, it's large enough that we'll be able to use up any remaining funds. I imagine that we'll still have to dip some into long-term maintenance as well. But with this, the idea is we don't want to leave any of those funds on the table. We want to use them all for Sweet Home. And so this allows us to do it. There's still some of the curriculum that Barbie talked about earlier. We're also using ESSER funds for that. And so when we have all of the costs for that, we'll have an exact number of what this will be, but we're not at that point yet. But we don't need that at this time. We just need to show to Oregon Department of Education that the board approves using ESSER funds for this project.
I move we approve the use of ESSER funds for the renovation costs for Oak Heights Elementary School.
And second it.
All right, any more discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same? So moved. Is there any board comments?
Thank you for your service.
All right. No late items. Future agenda meeting is July 10. I'm not sure what you guys can do about that. I guess that.
Terry and I will figure it out.
Yeah. And the OSBA Summer Conference is August 11th to the 13th in Salem Convention Center. So please let Julie know if you're interested in attending. And for the last time, thanks. And we're adjourned.